As I've shown a few times, I've been dabbling with Mists of Pandaria. I have a bunch of high-level characters who are all now at least level 86. I have been sort of leveling them because I did want to sort of push them through the Mists zone, the starting quests, you know, when you first land at Pandaria, just to get them through that. And I did get flying, finally. So I got Build to 90, got flying, sent it to all these other characters. So flying makes a huge difference when it comes to leveling the quality of life as you're leveling, because you don't have to deal with the myriad number of bullshit mobs that are just roaming around Pandaria. You just fly over them, get to right where you need to be. It's lovely. But anyway, good lord, this is loud. Change this music a little bit. Music, let's bring you down a little bit to 10%. There we go. But I have all these alt characters that are in their own guild. You can see they're all about level 46 now, 45 or 46, because I have been leveling them. I've been burning the Joyous Journeys buff, which is 50% extra XP. Then, of course, when I can, I run and get the Dark Moon Fair 10% buff. And they're wearing 45% XP buff using their heirloom. So they have like double the XP that they would normally have before all these things come into play, which is really helpful. So I'm trying to make good use of it while I still can. I guess the Joyous Journeys buff ends next Tuesday, which is going to make me sad. But, you know, I'll roll with it. But you can see I've gotten, like, some of these characters were like level 10 and 11. Now they're all like at least level 41, right? So now this is the next guy on the plate. I've been leveling them from 40 to 45 or 40-ish to 45-ish to burn up their rest bonus that's been accruing. So this guy's next. So I'll show you my path. I figured it out. It took me a couple characters, maybe 3 characters, to figure out an ideal way to do this without wasting too much of my time. So I'll show you the path that I'm taking. I was on this guy just a few minutes ago, and he got his Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer buff, which is nice. It took me 3 minutes to do a few things, so I'm down to 3 minutes there. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm going to be leveling in Eastern Plaguelands, which I don't very much enjoy, but it's not the worst place to go at level 40 because it's easier to get to. Especially if you have opened the portal down here at Booty Bay using the quest that sends you up to Western Plaguelands, up to Anderhall. Just teleports you right there. Now, I could have kept that and gotten there faster, but So my first goal is I need to get to this. Well, my second goal is I need to get to this spot. Now, I do have this flight path, this flight path, this flight path. And I think I may have this one, although I didn't. Yeah, it looks like I do because I discovered that little fragment of bridge there. Now, I don't know why I didn't turn the quest. Maybe because I didn't get the quest yet. I think that's what it was. I had the portal to get me up here, and I did stuff here, but then I ran over here, then I ran over here. So I have the flight paths, right? But what I'm doing now is I'm flying to this flight path here. Why? Why am I going to Dominic Galebeard in Dunmorrow? Well, because I'm ultimately going to land down here at Fuselight. In a kind of a weird way. The problem is, once I get here, to get back here, let's say that I set my hearth here, for example, right? Because I want to get back here after doing various things until I'm done questing this area. Well, to get back here, I have to fly back here, right? Because I don't have a flying mount yet. I have to use the flight paths. So to do that, as far as I can tell, it's going to take me all the way up here, then all the way back down every time I do that. Unless I grab this flight path and this flight path in Loch Madan. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to fly up to Eastern Plaguelands, and then I'm going to quest up there until 45. Well, I'll probably quest until like 44, and then I'll do a couple dungeons, or I might break even earlier than that and do a couple dungeons. But if I can get to 44, then the quest that over here at the Lights Hope Chapel becomes active at 44, and that will send me down to Fuselight, basically down to Badlands, this spot over here. And then there's like a little funny way to get back over here. It's kind of a cute way they added, without adding a path directly from the water level. It's like a teleporter, kind of interesting approach. Okay, I'll bring the volume of the music back up now that we're in game. I've been fiddling with my audio settings a lot, trying to get a better quality of sound, and I don't know if this sounds good or sounds bad. It seems to sound okay when I do a test locally using just start recording and listen to the recording, but that's not with the music playing in the background in the game, which I am ducking with my vocal, by the way. You always want to do that. Whatever game audio you have, you want it to go back down by, 3 to 6 decibels when you're talking. So it's really hard for me to check that because the tools that are built into OBS pretty much suck when it comes to the audio plugins. They don't let you check specific values. So, it is what it is. You just go by ear. And you can't do that while you're recording. You have to do that afterwards and you play it back and you're like, okay, does that sound good? Does that sound good? It's kind of tedious. It'd be nice if there was some sort of on-screen visual representation of how much ducking is occurring, like what you can see in some plugins. Like Waves plugins and so forth. Now I could use the Waves plugin here, but I'm not using it because I deauthorized Waves plugins on this computer for some reason. I forget what it was. I think it was rebuilding it or something, redoing something. And I just haven't reauthorized them, so I just removed the Waves plugin, the whatever it is I had in there. It's like a channel strip kind of a thing. I figured I'll just go pour and go slum it with this, with just the built-in expander and compressor. I'm not using any EQ, so I did tweak my microphone settings just a little bit to brighten up the audio just slightly. I moved it from neutral to like 20% brilliant, like sparkle, which basically shifts the EQ curve a little bit so that it's like slanted from left to right, lower to higher, just ever so slightly. I think that's what they're doing. Okay, so let's grab this. Basically lowering the bass frequencies a little bit and lightening, raising up the higher frequencies just a little bit. If they're doing something else other than that, I don't know, but that would be my guess. And if my voice is gravelly a little bit, it's because I'm drinking a milk product. So it's creating, weird throat things. I can stop talking if that helps. It still amazes me how many tanks... Okay, there's 2 things I've noticed playing MoP, and it really is surprising to me. One is that I'm surprised that there are any tanks that don't use nameplates. That's when I hit V. See that enemy nameplate turned on and off right there? This is what it's like when they're off. It's hard to see the mob. Like I could be here and not know there's a bear there, but if I turn on nameplates, I can see there's a bear there. Apparently, I'm in a dungeon yesterday, Dire Mall North, and the tank runs right past a boss. Like the mug throwing boss or whatever that makes you drunk or whatever. I forget his name. But his loot is like a tankard that you can hold in the offhand. Anyway, the tank just goes right by him. Like the mob is 20 feet away. And I'm thinking, this guy does not have enemy nameplates. He can't see that there's a mob right there that he can hit, right? And it just baffles me. It's like, how do people not know this yet? Okay, now that I have this, I have the whole chain of connections down to Goldshire. Now I can go back up here and keep talking and bore you. This is not the only tank I've seen do this. Some tanks they're like clueless. It's like they think their job is to, I don't know what they think their job is. To be the center of attention for sure, right? Because they are sort of the center of attention. They're the second most important player in the dungeon. I would argue the most important player is the healer, because they control who lives and who dies. The tank is second most important. They control what gets pulled, and their job is to keep threat on them and to not die, right? Do everything you can to not die. And a lot of tanks don't know that. They think, I'm just going to chain pull and chain pull and chain pull, and the healer struggles to keep up because the tank is being an idiot. He's like, but I have this vengeance. And my vengeance is capped, and I'm doing all this DPS. It's like, dude, your job is not DPS. Your job is tanking. Your job is to take a hit and not die. Yes, it's fun to have 30 things on you. It's a lot of fun. Hi, babe. Have fun at work. The tank's job is to not die. His job is to hold threat, right? And I'd say right now, monks have the best tool for that, which is the barrel toss, right? They can grab threat on every enemy in the area. They just toss a barrel at it, right? Barrel toss, barrel toss, barrel toss. That's their job. If all they did was barrel toss, great. They could just do that one spell and I would be happy. Now, if they want, they can also do like their, pre-potting for extra defense. That's great. Do that, please. They can do their stagger to, remove damage, or spread it out over time. Great. Do that. That's wonderful. That helps the healer, but it's not required, right? You can pull fewer enemies and just stand there and throw barrels if you want. That's all you have to do is throw barrels and everything comes to you and sticks to you. That's your job as a tank. Yes, mitigation. Yes, self-healing. Yes, have as much defense as you can get. Dodge, parry, whatever. Wonderful. That makes my life as a healer a little bit easier, but it's not required. I can heal you through a lot, unless you pull 30 mobs, right? Then you're like, well, you've just exceeded the limits of my healing capability. No matter how fast I cast, I cannot keep you alive because there's just so much damage incoming to you. The math just doesn't work, right? So I will lose you at that point, and I will get very grumpy because your ego got the better of you, and you just wanted to see a bunch of numbers all over your screen. You probably can't see anything anyway, because you probably have a bunch of bullshit indicators all over your screen showing that you're doing this much damage, you have this much threat, you have this much, this, that, the other, all, basically damage meters and health bars and this all over your screen with a giant thing in the middle of your screen obscuring all sorts of other stuff. It's like really bad habits people have picked up through add-ons. Anyway, I like my interface where everything's nice and clean most of the time. Okay, so that's the tanking problem that I see is they pull too much that they're not ready for. They expect the healer to basically pull them out of a jam, which you shouldn't be expecting me to pull you out of a jam. I will pull you out of a jam, but don't expect it, right? I might not be able to do that. You might have moved too fast. You might be out of range, right? Because I have other people that I have to heal as well. They're not as important as you to heal, but sometimes I do have to heal them, right? I can't just heal you. So put the ego aside and realize we're a team, right? Be a team player. Don't be, it's just you and maybe the healer, to keep you, with your kill streak, right? It's not the point of tanking. It's never the point of tanking. Put your ego aside, be a team player. Don't pull everything in the dungeon at once. Don't pull everything you're seeing. Pull in groups, right? Keep it to about 10 mobs max. Don't pull more than 10 if you can avoid it. If you accidentally pull, that's okay. That happens. Try not to do it. Unless you're way overgeared, unless you're over-leveled. If you're 3 levels higher than the enemies, 4 or 5 levels higher, yeah, pull 20 enemies. That's fine. You're not going to get hurt that much. I can keep you alive. Or if I'm way over-leveled, if I'm 5 levels above the dungeon, I can keep most people alive through most things, right? Just because my heirloom gear has scaled up, right? So I'm much higher than I would ordinarily be. Okay, that's tanking. Tanks, they're a whole thing, right? And why would you even be in Mists of Pandaria unless you've learned all of that in retail? Unless you've learned the right way to tank. I assume that people over here in Mists are here because they want to relive something they've already done. I don't expect new players to be here. I expect new players to be in retail. But yet, we still see new players. Players who have never played WoW over here in Mists. I'm like, why are you here? Why aren't you playing retail? Did someone tell you that retail's bad? It's not bad. It's actually really good. It's just a different game. It's not WoW 1.0 or WoW 2.0. It's like WoW 3.0 now. It's still a good game. It's just a different game. It's not this game. Just because there have been so many changes over the years, so many things added. Oh shit! I gotta turn this in. So many things added, so many things subtracted. Go play that game. Learn how the game works. Learn how to tank. Then come here, already knowing how to tank, already knowing how to be a team player. And healers. Don't come in here as an elemental spec shaman attempting to heal. It's not going to work well for you. It's not going to work well for the tank. You're going to always be out of mana. You're always going to be struggling to keep up, even when the tank does small pulls. So don't try it. Don't come in here as a shadow spec priest attempting to heal. It won't work well. There is a dedicated healer spec or two dedicated healer specs for a reason. Use them. You can train more than one spec. You can swap to your healing spec when you want to do a dungeon. That's what I do on my druid. Sometimes I will just stay in my resto spec and queue for a dungeon, and I'll just sort of slum DPS when I'm questing until I get at the dungeon, because I'm in resto, right? Trust me, your life will be so much easier if you just switch to a dedicated healing spec. Your throughput is better, your healing is better, your mana regen is better, your resource management is better, your quality of life is better. It's just all around better. Especially if you get, if you focus on getting healer gear with spirit on it. Hit doesn't do anything for you. Strength, agility doesn't do anything for you. Get int, get spirit.
Can I help you? Be careful.
What can I help you with?
That's always one of my concerns is when I'm tanking. It's one of the reasons I don't enjoy tanking. It's not because I don't like the tanking process. I love tanking. What I don't like is healers that are fucking idiots. It's like, and it's terrible because I'll be tanking and then sometimes it's wonderful. Like the healer is amazing, right? And I'll tell him, I'll say, great healing. I'll give him his due. But sometimes the healer's an idiot. He doesn't like dispel things. Like if I'm poisoned or if I have a curse on me, it just sits there forever. It's like, dude, decurse me. Priest, how about you do fort buff, or whatever it is. Right? It's my rotation again. Start with him. Speaking of hunters, which is what I'm playing at the moment, so I'm showing you the path that I take. Oh, here we go. The pet was set up from the last dungeon I was in, where I had cower on and growl off, so I had to switch that back over. Okay, so what I do is I fly in. I don't do the quest from here. I want to leave this caravan icon here. I don't want it to move over because it covers up all the things I want. Plus, I don't like these quests over here. They're annoying. So I just skip those quests. I just go right to here. You don't need the caravan. You don't need Fiona to continue on. You just immediately go to this Crown Guard Tower and you do these quests, right? They're good. These quests are good. They're very localized. You don't have to travel too far. You don't have to deal with groups of mobs like you do on the first one, which even though you get an NPC to help you, is still annoying. Now I do have this buff. I need to be in aspect. There we go. The correct aspect. Now normally I wouldn't be pulling these. I would send my pet first, but with this version of the game you don't really need to do that anymore. The pet pulls through it pretty quickly. I need to move this off. This off. There we go. All right.
Work complete.
Let's see. I'll show you I'm in survival. I have been dabbling with marksman, and I don't think I like it. For a couple reasons. It shows a lot of promise. It is nice to be able to one-hit mobs. Like if I'm out here and I wanted to kill this enemy, I could delete almost his entire health with an aim shot, right? Like if I'm far enough away and my pet has not engaged, right? If I open with an aim shot, I can sometimes one-shot the mob because it's almost a guaranteed critical hit. Because as a marksman, you get... I'll show you. Marksman. We're looking for the passives here. Yeah, careful aim. Increases the critical strike chance of your steady shot and aim shot by 75% on targets who are above 80% health. Now, the problem with this ability right here is that my critical strike chance... Okay, now I'm at 30%, but that's because I have crit strike chance from other, like, Beast Mastery things. If I were to switch over to Marksman, or I think it's Survival abilities, this would drop to, like, 7-8%. So with the careful aim, but I'd only have like about a 82% chance to crit. When I do crit, it's almost a guaranteed one-shot, right? If not a guaranteed one-shot, it's enough that the next hit will kill the enemy. So the next auto shot or the pet reaches there and he goes wham and the mob's dead. That's satisfying. That's very satisfying. So I would be playing that way, save for one issue. When I go to a dungeon... And I might switch to that on my main. I've never really enjoyed... I've always leveled as Beast Master because I just like a big tanky pet. But, you know, I'm trying something different here. I should, you know, branch out. I might switch my main spec to Marksman because I do like that one-shot thing. It worked really well when I was questing here on another hunter. Like, none of these tight confined quarters because the pet will do enough damage right away that it lowers below 80%, but aim shot still does good damage, even without that crit. Where are you? There you are. God, I got all three of them. This is annoying. See, I don't like this. So you come over here, grab the 3 dolly parts, put them together. They can appear there. Okay, in the buildings. This building, this building, this building. That's where the doll parts appear. Oh man, someone's starting the event. I'll be way too late for that one. I'll do the event myself. I'll start it and finish it myself. But it's nice to just have someone else be doing it. Oh shit, I forgot. I need to go this way. So doll parts, then I go over here and I kill Joseph, I kill the wolf carrying Joseph Bunting's blade. Joseph Bunting's blade? I like Bunting. Joseph's Bunting blade. Basically go over this way. There's a path and I'm not finding it. Like with Druid, I like setting... I've learned to sort of like setting my hunter up so that the most used spells are on 3 and 4, just because those fingers are stronger, you know, and they're more like central to what I think about when it comes to casting spells, with 1 and 2 being sort of supplemental if needed. So to that end, I have moved kill command and explosive shot and aim shot to 3 as an opener. Oh, that's the other thing I don't like about aim shot. Okay, so marksman. Aim shot does not put hunter's mark on enemies. That's annoying. Like arcane shot, explosive shot, kill command, I believe kill command. They all put a hunter's mark on the enemy, right? So if I go over here, kill command, apply the hunter's mark effect. Applies the hunter's mark effect. Applies the hunter mark effect. But if I open with aim shot, over here in marksmanship, if I find aim shot, where are you, aim shot? Oh, you're way over here. Aim shot, nothing. Doesn't do it. So you either have to open with arcane shot, and I don't think steady shot does it. Nope. So both of the spells that give you a crit on opening don't do anything with Hunter's Mark, which is annoying. It's like, give me Hunter's Mark.
Forth to victory.
Don't make me cast a separate spell when I'm, you know, just out doing things. Don't make me do a 1-2 layup, right? I don't want that. Oh, I need to change
My, you're a tall one.
What do you need?
I'm getting rid of Binding Shot. People are like, it's better. It's like, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that I can target an area. Don't make me target an area on the ground. I already have too many things to do that. Don't add one more to this. So now I'm going to go back to my tried and true intimidation. There we go. Try will put here. Normally I would put that at F7 for function key 7, but and now for some reason I also have to put my fire trap. Whoops. There. I'll eventually be launching that, but I don't have the launcher yet. Yeah, let's talk to this guy.
What can I do for you? See you around.
Again, I'm not even commenting on my path, just because now it's just muscle memory. I know exactly where to go, what to do, just to get through all the quests in this little zone as efficiently as possible. Even though I'm making a couple mistakes here and there by like having to double back. Oh yeah, I gotta do that. That's just because I'm talking, right? I'm slightly distracted by many things. One reason I can't stand Eastern Plaguelands and Western Plaguelands is because the mob density is higher than normal and they move around so much. Like all these flying mobs, and they blend in. Look at this. If I didn't have these on, they'd be hard to see, right? Now that's not as big a deal on Hunter because I have the radar, right? But look at this. They're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. And now I'm back in combat. It's so annoying. So yeah, the mob density is annoying. I generally don't like the Plaguelands at all. Plus it's so ugly. I don't like the orange color. I'd rather it be blue like Duskwood. I would probably like this more if it were like darker and blue, if it were shaded like Duskwood. Because I do like Duskwood. And for some reason, I don't have the same mob density issues in Duskwood. I don't know why. I don't know if that's because they are spread out a little bit, or if it's because they don't move as quickly. Like if you look at this, like if you look at the Plague Bat, he's not moving very quickly, but you've got like a huge number of things in a small area. I'll show you. Like all through the area. Like if I go up here as well to my next quest objective, which is where the old boss used to be. I forget his name, Nathaniel something. Hey, that's my name. Well, that's not my name. My name is Nathan, but yeah, see that? Mobs everywhere. They're all pulling. Ugh, so annoying. Stop coming over. Stop. Here we have a mob there. Because we have nameplates and we can actually see them. Because we're not an idiot. We play with nameplates. Always. But it's immersion breaking. Yes, it is. And that's unfortunate. But it is the better way to play. Because now you can see enemies. Alright, I'm going to throw a trap down. We're going to get 2 of them to spawn. Second boy. We could take a hit or 2. We're wearing mail. It's fine. You can even endure that bleed. Again, way too congested. I mean, it is XP, so that's good. All right, so now I've done those 2. I went up there, down there, over here. Now I'm going to go up there. So these are all like in this nice concentrated area. I don't have to hunt 15 animals. That really annoys me, having to hunt so many animals over a large area, especially when there's competition for them. I don't like having to quest over a large area. And the first quest sent me all the way up here, all the way down here. It's like a huge span, right? And there's things you have to do through this whole area. This is equally large, but it's more like triangular shape. So my brain likes that better. And this area up here, it seems like it would be very annoying, but it's actually very, very call pet. Let's turn off this other tracking. I'm gonna go with undead. Don't really even need tracking, honestly. Okay, so now we have 3 objectives, which is really fun because we can do them all in this one little small area, which is amazing for questing. You want to quest over as small an area as possible and do as many things in that small area as you can. And this is one of those areas. It's amazing. It's extremely enjoyable. As long as you don't let yourself get swarmed. But it's pretty easy to not get swarmed. Okay, so we're looting skulls, specifically fetid skulls. And we're going to use this little mystic crystal to turn those into resonating skulls. Sometimes you get bone dust. Sometimes you get a skull. About half the time you get bone dust, half the time you get skulls. And I don't remember what the bone dust is used for. But you get a skull and you convert it, and you either get bone dust or you want to end up with 5 resonating skulls, and I don't know what to do with the bone dust other than throw it away at this point. Okay, so we've basically crawled around the right side here. We're headed for this ziggurat, this first ziggurat. We are going to kill these shadow mages because they also drop something we need. Which is the disseminating control rod. This thing. I'm going to use that using this overcharged mode. It's going to auto-target one of these things flying in the air, whatever one's closest. So you see I'm doing 3 different quests at once. Turn this off, turn this off, turn this off. These are the 3 quests we're doing. And you can do them all in this little tiny confined area, which is wonderful. And again, 4 or 5 skulls. I'm going to run around here. This guy doesn't attack until attacked. So you're safe. Okay. He has a chance of dropping the second item as well. So now that you're here, we'll use the third item, which is the seeds. That puts little flower petals there. You do that in each of the ziggurats. There's 3 of them. We need to find another control rod here, or the disseminating rod, or whatever it's called here. Now this creature is spawning because I picked up the shield in the building where Nathaniel, what's his name? The house over here. When you pick up a shield, you get this debuff called Haunted. It's sort of like when you get that fun item that you can buy on the auction house. The Haunted item, where a little phantom will follow you. Except in this case, it's an NPC that will occasionally appear and like give you, warnings of, oh, all is lost. We're just going to make a sort of a clockwise pass over this small area. This quest item will disappear once we have 5 skulls. So as long as that's there, just whenever you pick up a skull, you just click on that. We can get another control thingy from this enemy. The casters are the ones that drop those pink rods. And a seed. Oop. We're in combat somehow. Oh. We need 1 more control rod, I think, right? Yeah. No, I need two more control rods. I have 1 of 3 plague disseminators destroyed. I destroyed 2 more. Nope, surprising. Someone else is here questing, so I have competition for the for the creatures that drop the other things. That's fine. Mobs spawn pretty quickly here. There's no real issue. It's the 3rd one.
Work complete.
Done. Now all I need is 1 more resonating skull, and I need 2 more control rod thingies. So now I can just zoom over here. Skulls are easy enough to come by. Hopefully I'll get a control rod or two from these enemies. Nope. Weird. Okay, let's get the skull. The champions drop the skulls. And boop. 5 out of 5. Excellent. Now all I need are the casters, which usually arrive in pairs. Now we're just sort of, well, kill this guy while I'm at it, just to farm some XP and loot. You know, there's a extremely, oop, there's the haunted thing. I would give you 1,000 lives for you. Lamenting the Darrowshire incident or something. Here we go. Shadow mages. Remember, there's also casters inside these segments. So if you need to, you can go in there and kill the one that's channeling where you plant the seeds. Wow, this is really weird. Let's try over here. Ah, there we go. Dark Adept. The ones that are doing their casting. No luck. Very strange. Normally I have all 3 rods by now. Check and see if there's nothing in there yet. Looking for the red dots here now that I have the radar. Yeah, if that warlock hadn't been here, I would have been done by now. But that's fine. Ugh. They're making me work for it. Bastards. Looking for a... See where that little thing is there? Where these little baggies are? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a red dot to appear there on my radar. There you go. Oh, they're humanoid. Oh, duh. Here, let's go humanoids. That's what I need. That's why. That's why I wasn't seeing them. Because they're not demons, they're humans. Yeah. I'm wearing mail. That tickles. Jeez Louise. This is crazy. I've never had this bad luck doing this on like 15 other characters so far. It hasn't taken this long to get these damn rods. Oh, I'm already carrying some. That's why they're not dropping. Because I'm talking, I'm not paying enough attention. There's all 3. So I actually completed it and didn't even realize it. Because I'm talking, right? I'm like trying to interact with, my voice and thinking about explaining what I'm doing, that I'm not actually doing what I should be doing. Like an idiot. All right. I'll let you have your second death.
Goddess bless you.
Normally, I'm much better about noting what it is I'm picking up as I'm doing the quest, so that I know I'm not like wasting my time overkilling. But that time was an example of how not to do it. Typically, you do want to track. It'd be nice if there was like a counter or something on the little pop-up over here that said, "Oh, you have this many," or maybe I could like add it to my bars or something, like add it to down here so it show me how many I picked up.
Can I help you?
It just hasn't been a problem before is all.
Right. You have a great day now.
Thank you, Questy, for the automatic turn-ins. Now we're going to go to the Darrowshire event. We were almost 43. I will have to do a couple dungeons. Why don't I go ahead and Well, I will lose that buff. That's annoying. Maybe I'll do this and then I'll go to the next zone. I did test the next quest hub and it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. That's the hub right over here. Where whatever this location is called. So you put the baggie down, wait for an NPC to appear. Okay, now we're going to do the Darrowshire event. None of these get... You have to basically do tremendous damage to these things to get XP, so if you are going to kill them, do a lot of damage. Otherwise, you won't get XP. If the NPCs do damage, and even that, these low ones, I guess, either don't give XP or something. I know the elite ones were good about giving me XP, but it's probably just... You can just sit here and not do anything if you want. So we're just waiting for the event to play itself out until we get an NPC, a named NPC to appear. There'll be a couple of them. This is a good time to go, like, take a bio. You can't hurry it up, you can't speed it up, it just does what it does on a timer. It's like a 5-minute event or something. It'd be nice if you could talk to the NPC and say, I've done all this before, can you please just get me to the end of it? Okay, so he needs to be protected, although he won't die, he has a lot of health. I can just sit here and just watch his health, right? I like to mark important NPCs with condom, that way I can see where they are at all times. Or actually, let me do blue because it's more easily seen against this orange background. I could also do green or, you know, one of these other colors, right? I'm using Alt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to assign those on my main keyboard, which I have set up in my keybinds as NPC marker keybinds. You can, you know, right-click a mob and you can go like this and set target marker icon, but that takes too long. It's easier just, oh, here we go, Horus. We have to kill him. Oh. Even though we didn't get XP for it, see? It's just sort of a waste. There's one more. Okay, we're gonna get another guy to spawn, another named NPC, and then we're gonna get another boss to spawn. So we have to protect the new guy that's gonna come out, then we have to kill the new boss that's gonna come out. At least they alert you. Da 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 da. I'll put green on that guy. They're not going to really die, but you know, it's just something to sort of like keep your attention. I think because the fight does take an annoyingly long time, they just sort of want to give you something to do. Protect him. He's not going to die. I'll focus him so we can at least watch his health up here. Ah, these guys we get some XP because they're elites. Nope, didn't even get XP from those guys. It's annoying. What about these guys? I don't remember how much you have to do compared to the NPCs, but you have to do a significant amount of damage to them to get XP, and I'm not getting any. Or I have it set so it's not showing. It's showing. All right, we'll just sit back. We're gonna get one more mob to appear, like right in this area. A named enemy. An elite with his kind of health. It doesn't matter who kills what. Like, I could just do nothing and let this priest do everything. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that eventually there's an NPC that spawns down by the little well, and you talk to the NPC and you're done. This whole fight is like a little token just to keep you busy for a while. Ooh, excitement. We're doing things. No, you're not really doing it. It's just, you know, story. Trying to recapture, you know, the original whatever it is. I will try to keep him alive a little bit longer. Come on, Red Path. Now, the priest could heal him up if they wanted to. I do that on my druid. I'll keep him healed. Like, I'll top him off with a rejuve. Because in my voodoo, I have a focus panel. Like, I have my normal healing panels, right? But then I also have a focus target panel that will, like, be very visible when I focus something. Once he's dead, the enemy dies. Come on, Wolfie, come back. There we go. I accept your apology, and we're done. This doorway is annoying. You can't take a mount through it. Hello, hello. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a little thing back here. Grab the high copper value item or high gold value item. Thanks to Pawn marking things for me. And now we're done in this area. We're going to go to the next quest hub. That is the last quest from this quest hub. So what was that, about a level from doing all those quests with full rest bonus? And let's see, how many bubbles do I have? 17 bubbles left out of 30. So that was good. That was a good use of time. And of course all the heirlooms and the buff and the whatever. Again, way too many mobs. Especially at the pathway. Very annoying. One thing you can say about Duskwood, you can at least travel down the pathway and not be zoinked from the sides. Flight path. What can I do? Immediately jump down here. Drop a trap. We talk to this guy. 3 mobs here. Sort these guys down. Turn in the quest. Done. I'm gonna grab these quests. I've done this once. All these quests one time. The one that's up here is kind of annoying, but I'll show you. It's sort of interesting and sort of annoying at the same time. It requires swimming. I'll just do it to do it.
Need help?
Yes, I do need help. Let's go travel this way. Thank you for the box of parachutes. We're basically going to go into the water here. Going down. We're actually going to loot these little green things on the bottom, right? When we loot it, you get a little breath thing, right? It like lets you breathe for a little while. So watch my breath bar. See, it fills up. We need to do 8 of each, which to me is kind of annoying because it's bugged. Like, some will appear and you can't loot them. It's really jarring and disorienting. Like, you try to loot it, but it doesn't give you credit. At least that's what I noticed the time before last. Now, if you do have to kill these fish, it will notice you. But as long as you're looting these little green guys on the bottom, you won't have to worry about your breath. So in that sense, it is nice that you don't have to worry about that. And you don't need combat for this, which is also kind of fun to have a change of pace and not have to kill a bunch of things. You just pick things up off the ground, basically. The ground being underwater this time. Okay, so that one we're done. 6. Okay, now we need 2 more Infectus. Infectus, there we go.
Work complete.
Done there, that was easy. Now over here we have to grab 2 Death Cultist headwear and Death Cultist robes. Because we're going to create a costume that hides who we are. So we're basically just going to kill a bunch of this undead stuff. Crap. Let me go ahead and track undead here. We're also going to be picking up this other item that we're going to use to mix it with a bowl, which is this bowl right here. We have to pick up 7 pieces of living rot, which seems like a contradiction in terms. So living rot. If it's rotting, it's not living. Well, it's living in a different way. Rot would be like bacteria. 1, 2. The summoners are the ones that drop the clothing. So they're humans. Let me track humanoids, because that's really, really neat. The undead are everywhere. Humanoids over this way. Lots of them in this building. Okay, that's good to know. I need to find the entrance. Ugh. I should interrupt that before it gets there. That's what she said. There we go. 1 of 2. Now, where's the entrance to this building? This building is going to be good for this. Remember how scary this area used to be back in the day? We were trying to go through to get to Light's Hope. Oh, we had 2 for 1 there. Okay, there we go. Part 2 of 2. We're going to put those together and create a costume. Now I just need to get more. I need to get how many more? 1 more living rock. So I have 6. Just need okay, so use the bowl. Pick those up, right? Oh, no, she didn't drop them. There we go. I do like these quests autocomplete out here, so you don't have to like go back to town to do it. That is one nice thing about this little area. Okay, now we have to, we need to, where is it? This needs to go on the enter key on my keypad. Same button I use for bandages at the Dark Moon Fair, which auto-target the enemy. Okay, so we want to get up close and personal, hit that, and take a sample by hitting enter, and that will like reduce their size. So run around, Get in melee range. Sample their blood. Before they die. Doesn't work when they're dead. I tried. That was the first thing I did. It's like, that's not the correct target. There we go. Is that a named? No. Looked like a short name. I'm spamming the enter key on my keyboard. Well, the enter key on the keypad, far to the right on my keyboard, with my thumb, the thumb on my mouse hand. I'm like spamming it to make sure it casts, you know, before the enemy dies. Almost out of breath.
Work
There we go.
complete.
Finish this one. Yay, we're 44. We made it. So now we can actually go to Badlands using the rocket. Once I finish these quests. That's nice. Doing this a second time is a little bit easier because I don't have to like be confused about what I'm doing. Okay, now these enemies, we're going to put this costume on that we made from that quest. And now we go over to this. Say, put a drop in. Nope, just one drop.
Work complete.
I haven't tried the others. I should try the others. Just see if it like backfires. So we have 2 quests to turn in, then I'll head over to Light's Hope Chapel. Or Light's Hope. The chapel is not Light's Hope. Fond memories of Legion with the class order hall being underneath it. The Paladin class order hall. Such a lovely expansion. I miss it. I miss when it was new. I don't want to play Legion Remix because that's not Legion. That's like a fake version of Legion. They've like changed so much that I don't like it. I tried it. It was like, this doesn't feel like Legion. This feels like Legion Light. And with the original Legion, like classic Legion, basically. It's a shame that I don't like Legion Remix, because I did love Legion. I don't know about the whole remix thing anyway. It just feels weird. To be given all this power all of a sudden, and to be able to scale your power like incredibly all of a sudden, it's just feels off.
Pleased to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Very
Like
good.
that. Thank you very much. And side, what to do at the top, I think.
Greetings for the Alliance. Light bless you.
All right, so we're gonna head off this way. Whee! So I can throw those away. Mostly we have junk here. I can just vend, which I can do as we're on our way to Let's Hope. Make sure we're on the right path. Yep. All right. What else? Yeah, these. Again, everything's like crossing the path. It's so annoying here in the EPL. DE that on my DE character. Those don't sell for much. My hour Dark Moon Fair buff did expire, so I will go get that again before I do a dungeon. Let's turn off hunter tracking, just so I don't have all these dots everywhere. Grab the flight path.
Welcome.
complete this quest.
Hey, how you doing?
Take the rocket. This will take us to the Badlands. This becomes available at 44, which will be our new home base for a little while. Down here, right there. So the rocket takes us here. Then we're going to run west and set our hearth here. And then I'm going to fly back to Goldshire and get another Dark Moon Fair buff. And then I will queue for a dungeon. And hopefully that dungeon will take me from where I am now at 44 all the way to 45. And I will be right back. I'm going to go get some ice and do a bio. Tell you what, I'll turn off the UI so you can just enjoy this rocket ride. The scenery is lovely. And now I'm back. You have to listen to my annoying voice again for a while. Love to play the game this way. Like ESO or like Oblivion or Skyrim, where all you have is the compass across the top. And most of the time you don't see anything else on the screen, which is lovely. Maybe a couple little widgets. But unfortunately, World of Warcraft, I mean, I could make it so it hides all this stuff. But there is advantage to at least showing it on the screen. I do like tint them back. So right now, visibility, they're faded out to 40%. I could take it more, right? Down to 5, 10. But 40 seems to be okay, because I do want to be able to see that they're there. Right? I want to be able to look down and see that my spells are where they need to be. Same with all these, right? Most of these are just sort of there just as placeholders, so I can at least see that I have everything where it needs to be. I could just make it so that when I hover over it, like right now they go to 100% when I hover over them, right? Same thing with this. I could myself here. So now I'm it's solid. If I untarget, it sort of dims back, but I could make this disappear completely in shadowed unit frames, but I do want to see that I do have a certain amount of health, and I do want to see that my pet has a certain amount of health when I'm out of combat. Because these will become solid when I'm in combat, or if I select any enemy or myself, they become solid, so I'm aware of my health. I just prefer they not be a giant plate on my screen at all times. Like, I wish there were a keybind that I could hide the map too. Like, when I don't want the map, I just want to hit a keybind and boom, it goes away. I wonder if there's a keybind for it. Sometimes they put them in No. There's no entry for that. Bummer. Okay, so let's turn in this quest.
Yo, time is money, friend.
Questy will automatically turn in and get the follow-up. So yay, Questy. Thank you, Questy, for the automation. We're going to use this fun teleporter to go up from where we were. Long way down. Oh, good. The rare is here. This rare can sometimes spawn right around here. And he dropped Kabbalist Gloves of the Ego. And Vendor Chunk. Nice amount of XP. Look at that. That's amazing. Wow. He bumped me from like, I forget where I was. Let's see, this is like from there to there maybe? There's a hidden enemy down here somewhere. Hidden cat, shadow cat. If you just keep going, he'll eventually tether back to where he was. Turn in, get follow-up,
Welcome.
get quest, set hearth.
Got the best deals anywhere.
Let's see, I'll do the mail later. Get flight path, and now since I have this and this, notice the connector right through here, all the way down and over. So now I can just fly there, and I'm gonna go AFK again because I don't need to be here for this flight. Be right back. Behold the glorious Loch Madan. The coffee's hitting me, man. In a way that I think you all know the way coffee hits you in the morning. It's like, whoops, time to go to the bathroom. Iron Forge. It's funny how I had these 3 flight paths. They just give them to you now, I guess. Which is good, because it would be a pain to have to use the tram to go all the way up to Iron Forge, then run down all the way down to here, and then all the way east. You just fly right to here, and you go east. Good old Black Rock. Black Rock Mountain. Big scary spiders. I remember the first time I played this game, I was flying from Iron Forge back to Stormwind or something, and I saw those giant spiders with skulls on their nameplates, and I thought, ooh. Big spiders. Someday I will be killing those enemies because I will be high enough. It was exciting. Flying over these areas was a good incentive to keep leveling back in the day. The human baby area. Northshire. So quaint. So harmless. That's where this guy came from. He's human. He's a human hunter, which I rolled all human hunters for all my crafting posse because they get better rep. And getting better rep is a good thing. Humanoids have that, or humans have that diplomacy passive. Otherwise, I would make a night elf because I do like the night elf starting area. A lot of people hate it, but I love it. In fact, some people hate it so much that they will ask for a port directly to Stormwind as soon as they make their night elf character. It's like, come on, have some adventure. Go and explore the night elf zone. I hate it. It's too hilly and there's things and I die and things are surprising me. Well, it's, you know, they fixed it. It's not that bad in Cataclysm and onward. It's not as scary. Loses some of its charm, but they did make it safer. Okay, so as far as tabards, I have Iron Forge on. Yes, I need to get this to Revered. Then I need to swap to Nomergon. Nomeregan. I do have tickets, excellent. Let me turn that off for the moment because it's annoying. Now we'll just sit here and not have music. These are for the next week's Dark Moon Fair. Okay, let's go ahead and find a group. 55 and 60. And now we wait. See how long it takes to get into a dungeon. I'm going to stay here. That way I can rebuff if needed. So now it's going to get kind of boring. You're going to be watching me just stand here doing nothing. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be offended if you like, okay, I'm done with this stream. This guy's doing nothing, so. It's really exciting to watch someone just stand here doing nothing. I'll be right back. Waiting for the da-da sound of getting into a dungeon. Shoo boy, I have an interesting relationship with my bowels this morning. Needless to say, it's good that I've had these times to go AFK. Oh, hey there, man. Yep, that's the idea. The latest status, if I look at my Altaholic here, if I look at my activity, you can see that these guys are all 85s. There's a 90, I think 187? No. And then the rest are either 46 or 45, and then I just have a few more. 5 more after this guy that I need to get to 45-ish. And you can see that I'm banking up rest XP. Like, these guys are almost fully rested. This guy only has 25% left. And then I need to, once I'm done with these guys, I'll probably hit all of these high-level characters again and get them to 87. And then jump back down and do these guys. Because it takes me... Yeah, you can see that Claudetta, for instance, is the first lobby. Mind doing the same? What does that mean? Keep grinding? Do I mind doing the same? I don't mind grinding, no. I have a long-term goal, which is to get ready for Draenor, basically, with all these characters, so that each have their own garrison, basically either printing money directly and or making hexweave bags for the auction house. Which is why they are all alchemist tailors. And yes, it did take a while to get them all to 200 down here. This Crafters Anonymous posse. But I have all the materials to get them all the way to 250 now. So I'm just waiting for the next... What is it? The next 2 Dark Moon fairs will get me to 210 in all of these. And then I will have, well, no, the next Dark Moon fair will be 2 hits of doing the profession quests. That'll get all these characters to 210. Then I have all the materials to go from 210 to 240 lined up for both professions. Then the 2 Dark Moon fairs, or the Dark Moon fair after that, when I do the 2 quests, will get me from 240 to 250. And then I'll still need to set up the materials to go from 250. Oh, there we go. I'll show you after this. I'm just going to go ahead and preset this to Cower and turn Growl off. Even though the dungeon will turn Growl off, I'll just do it ahead of time. Alright, so now we have quests over here.
I am listening. Hello.
This one will almost undoubtedly get me to 45, which is nice. Okay. I think I've seen this guy before. Okay, we have a bear. We're gonna wait till he gets a nice group of them. Again, it's not a DPS competition. Okay. We have a druid, healer druid, that knows what they're doing. That's good. He knows that he can just use Hurricane, because he doesn't really need to heal that much. The bear's not dropping health very much. Because these hots are keeping the bear alive. It's a good healer, good tank. Excellent. So far, excellent. Yeah. Drop the trap. Boink back. I don't know what those stealth enemies are. There's like the sound of a stealth enemy that appears in this dungeon here and there, but there's no enemies there. It's just like some sort of a weird thing that the designers of the game put in there. I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's some item that related to the environment or something. It also makes that sound.
Work complete.
That quest is done. You gonna pull more? Yeah. Nope. You stop casting. Give a minute to grab aggro. Get the thing. Over here, guys. Feign death so the tank can grab it. And clicky click. A little bit bigger set of enemies. Well, fewer enemies, but bigger enemies. Come on, bring everything together, guys. Healer looks like he's having fun. I would enjoy healing this one. This tank knows what he's doing. All right. I could lay a. Well, thanks for the curse, dude. I could lay a explosive trap under him, but it's like, meh. I will stun him though, because that's fun. Yay! It's another 50 bucks or 50 gold right there, roughly. In the 50-ish range, as opposed to the 150-ish range like the other one. Grimoire, or whatever it is.
Lay them, my brethren, for the scourge.
Lay a trap down. Then he gets exploded. junk. And this way, guys. This way, guys. This way is faster, guys. Where are you going, guys? Shaman knows what he's doing too, putting a magma totem in the group. It's always nice to see players that know how to play their class. Now, while it's okay, that's the first bad thing he's done, is to pop kitty form and run way ahead. Now, if the healer is his friend and knows to follow him in cat form, then that's good. Maybe he's expecting that guy to pop into cat form and catch up. But as a tank, you really should be careful about running too far ahead of your group. Because remember, it's not about you, it's about the team. And as a tank, you're there not to be like God. You're there to make sure everyone stays alive, make sure you grab aggro, not to be the lone guy that goes out in front of everyone by a mile and grab everything, because healer might not be able to heal you and you might die. It's not a good look. Now, if I were the healer, first of all, mad props to using the glyph for the tree form. That's always fun. But I don't do that just because I'd rather have a different glyph there. But I would immediately pop into cat form and run ahead and catch up with the tank. That was the one thing they both did wrong. One, he went to cat form, not knowing that the tree would follow in cat form. Maybe he was expecting it. But then the tree's problem was not immediately popping into cat form after seeing the tank run ahead so far. I will put a explosive there. I'm also going to hit the boss. Come on, right over here, bub. Right over here. Okay. Bad tank. Bad tank. Jeez Louise, dude. Turn your nameplates on so you can see stuff coming. That is a tank problem. Right there. That's a tank. That's fair. If he was silent. I'll give him that. I've been silenced before, it's not fun. It does render some classes very inert. I was thinking of popping out and getting my Darkmoon Fair buff, but I'm already 45, so it's not. Normally it wouldn't be a problem, except thing basically just one-shot me. It was kind of funny. Like, wham! You're dead. It's because of that explosion, that explosive trap I put down. It really ticked off that dude. The boss. Looks like my trick of turning off growl before I went in worked. It didn't pop back on as a shadow growl, which it will always do when you level up in a dungeon. It won't show it as being auto-cast, but it'll still auto-cast it. There's like a bug or something. But turning it off before going in seems to fix that. I just have to remember to turn growl back on and power back off when I leave the dungeon. Out of 5 enemies, at least one of them is going to be my loot. My loot. I sound like a hick there for a moment. At least one of them will have my loot. Yeah, too far away. Oh no, I did it. Okay, good. Can't wait for trap launcher. That'll be nice. I don't have to run up and put it down. I'd say this tank did a really good job. Oh, we have aggro somehow.
You'll never leave this.
Oh, that guy fell off. That can happen.
I am the
I was
hand.
going to say something about hate falling off. I'll go ahead and put this down because he's going to spawn a bunch of crap.
My servants. Spirits, attend your master.
Excellent. The only unfortunate thing about dungeons is with heirlooms, it's very hard to get an upgrade because you're almost always doing something, you almost always have better gear than, let me cheat this real quick. Just get a little 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can turn in and get that 10% buff when I turn the quest in.
What brings you here? Hello. What brings you here?
The positioning of that, you have unspent talent points, is annoying. I would love for that to just not be there. So while that's there, we're going to go with Spirit Bond. So I don't need this. I don't need that. 2 minutes is too long. This is always active, and it's very useful. Okay, we'll switch this back over. I mean, it'd be nice to have all these. The fact that they're all in the same thing is stupid. Like later on in Legion, I know in Legion I have acceleration on like a 30-second cooldown, which is great. Aspect of the Hawk is another thing that you just get. I forget where Spirit Bond is. I don't remember where everything is in Draenor as much because I didn't really play much in Draenor. I mostly just like leveled up alts to get like my garrisons. So I didn't like really focus on Hunter, like on one Hunter to really learn how to play it in Draenor. I'm thinking it was easier than this, you know, it was more obvious and easier to play. Yeah, this is all good. Alright, so I'm gonna teleport back. Diffuse light. Now that I'm 45 and some odd change, I have my Darkmoon Fair buff. As far as following you back, I probably won't do that unless you have really, really interesting content, because I don't follow just to follow. Like, I don't do a, you do me a favor, I'll do you a favor kind of a thing. If you look at the thing, Zoo, Kobe, or whatever, like, why would I follow you? Do you have something really, really interesting that you're doing? I don't know. I wouldn't think so, otherwise I probably would have found you already. So, sorry. Okay, we're gonna send this to Zalberto as well, because I can use this on a druid. See, no, not legs. That I use heirlooms, this I use heirlooms, so these all will just crunch. I will bend the shoulders because I have heirlooms. And now this character is all caught up. He will now accrue rest bonus. He has no rest left. I use a macro here for that. Check our auctions. And post those silk that I just got. Silk sells really well, shockingly well. Let's see what time it is. It is 9:27. In 15 or 30 minutes, I finally grew a brain and realized I could be doing transmutes on my other characters. On my high-level characters. Like mid-level transmutes. Oops. Option click. Let's go with let's go here. Let's post this for that much. It's okay if it takes until next time to sell. Yes, I could be using Trade Skill Master, but I'm like, I don't. See, these are probably not going to sell. I transmuted them because a couple characters didn't have any elemental transmutes from Northrend. I'll show you what I was doing. So like if we go to Briand, not Brian D, Briand. I have all these alchemists, right? Like almost every character is an alchemist. So I just pop through them one by one, and I've been doing. If I look at transmutes, you can see these are all the Northrend transmutes, right? All the way down through here, down to there. This one is a old world, a classic one. So I'm basically doing these now. Like on a couple characters, they didn't have any elemental transmutes for Northrend, so I had to do a gem or two on them to learn at least one of these because you have a chance of learning. I think on a couple of them I did transmute titanium, you know, just to pop in one of these. And if you get a good one, like air to water is bad, because air is much more expensive than water. Well, not much more, but a little bit more. Earth to air is good. Let me look here. I have a search here. We wish they would fix that. Okay, so Eternals. So if you look at here, changing Eternal Water, which we're going for 1 gold yesterday. I should have bought a whole bunch. Yeah, they're up now, but it doesn't matter. You just buy them at the going rate. So changing any of these three into any of these three is a good thing, right? You don't want to go the other direction, and you don't want to transmute from one to one of these if you can avoid it. If you have to, that's fine. So like if I look at this, air to water is a loss. Earth to air is even. So I'll do this one because I still have to learn. I would love to learn either water, air, or earth to fire, life, or shadow. And maybe I'll get lucky and do that today, you know, when it resets. I do have a few characters, and I was going to show you this. Worksheets, google.com. I do have a set list of things I'm going to do, and I may need to adjust it as the prices change. I was doing water to things, so water to fire, water to fire. So these guys all have water to fire, which is one of the more profitable ones because they've learned it in the past. Well, 2 of them already knew it from before, and then 3 of them, I forget which 3. Like I know this one learned it yesterday. 3 of them learned it in the past couple days. But for these, I'm gonna have to do like the slummy ones, like the lower ones, just because I don't have the really good low to high ones. So I'll do this. I'll do all of these, the ones that are listed. Yeah, the Keeper of the Philosopher's Stone materials, the Keeper of all the Sungrass, the Keeper of all the extra Mage Weave cloth. So you can see my little plan here is to get to 210 at the Dark Moon Fair, and then level from 210 to 240 using specifically this many mats, right? So, and then, oh, I guess I have planned all the way to 300. So I do have all of these, or most of them. I think I still need more rune cloth. But now I have a plan to get all the way down. Alchemy to 210. Then I think I have all these. Yeah, I do believe I have all these. So I'm good all the way up to 262 with alchemy. And then after that, it's a matter of figuring the rest of that out. But there are certain pain points, like around the 200 level is really expensive for both of these. Because you need gold thorn and you need, not gold thorn, gold thorn. So the pain point with tailoring is silk cloth, which is really expensive. It's like the most expensive cloth before 300. And then down here in alchemy, the most expensive is gold thorn. It always was, always will be, before 300. So you want to try to avoid. You want to try to use the Dark Moon Fair to get through those pain points as much as you can, while still making some good, decent progress on the side, because there are at least. If Draenor comes out in January of 2027, that gives me about 56 weeks, maybe 55 weeks now, to get all of these characters up to 600, right? So that they are ready for Draenor. Now, with the high-level characters, that'll be easy. With these characters down here, they need 400 more points, right? Between now and then. So if you look at, say, 55 weeks, let's say, may be conservative, say 52 weeks, say 1 year's worth of Dark Moon Fair profession leveling. That's, 260 points, right? So I need to get all of these guys to at least 340, right? So that they can make up the rest of it with Dark Moon Fair dailies or weeklies or whatever. So that basically gives them free skill ups for a good portion of their journey to 600. So if I will have to get them, I'm making use of Dark Moon Fair as much as I can to get through the pain points. Burning Crusade tends to be cheaper because people are, Mage Weave or shit. What the frick is it called? Netherweave cloth tends to be very cheap. So if you can get to 300, then you should be good to get through to 350 or even 370 or 375. Well, maybe not 375, to at least 350 cheaply, right? These are always really cheap because people are just like farming like crazy, right? Because they're farming for transmogs and stuff. So they end up with all this netherweave cloth and they just dump it. You can see this is a real pain point. To get through silk cloth is bad. Magewave cloth is not that bad. So if you can get to this point, you're good. But if you can avoid spending the money, great, better. Frostweave cloth is fine at the beginning, but you also don't want to level all the way to the end with Frostweave because it gets very expensive to use. So you just want to get to the point where you can make some cloth and make a few low-level items with as few cloth as possible, like with 2 or maybe 3 bolts, and then get you over that hump where it's cheaper to make things, and from then on until the next cloth level, you just do Dark Moon Fairs, right? All the way up until the next cloth level. And then you do the cheap stuff, and then you do Dark Moon Fair for a while. So that's sort of what I'm doing with this, with that plan that I had up on the screen, which is to do the cheap stuff using materials, then get through the expensive ranges with Darkmoon Fair. It'll take longer, but I have time. I have a year, right, before Draenor comes out. At least a year. Let me go rebuff this guy. Well, no, I'll rebuff before then probably, right? Yeah, because I'll be leveling this guy to 87 before the week is over. So that's that. That's my plan. That's how I'm doing this. So now I have to do Bagara, Wendis, Zaviast, Yandos, and Zalberto. This guy's a tank, so he will be tanking a dungeon or two. Healer, DPS, DPS. Obviously, when they're questing, they're in feral form usually, or I'll swap over to Resto and do like the slum feral, where I just have 2 skills on the bar when I'm in feral build. Just to, continue questing while I'm waiting for the dungeon to pop. But that's it. That's my plan. And so now the next task is to get these 5 characters to 45, which will take today. I'll be able to do that today. And then I'll start on these up here and get them to 87. So that at least they're making some progress through what I find to be the most annoying part of the game, which is Pandaria. I don't enjoy it. I actually don't enjoy most things above 80. Most of the game above 80 I find to be kind of tedious. I like Lich King zones. I like those quests. I like the environment. Not a big fan of everything Kata and beyond, although I like Kata more than I like Pandaria. I know I'm an outlier. A lot of people love Pandaria. My sister loves Pandaria. I didn't like it. Don't like the music, don't like the aesthetics. Blech. Anyway, that's it for now. Go away.